Morning guys, Joel Frank here, market analyst for YouTrading, and this morning's video is just going to be a quick midweek market update looking across pretty much just what's been happening in various different asset classes. So we'll start here with the US dollar, and as you can see, since the start of the week, the end of August, and now today, the 1st of September, we've been pretty range bound. The Dixie, the dollar index, moving between 92.40 and topping out here, you can see around 92.80, finding resistance in the form of last week's lows. You can see we fell below those earlier lows from last week around 92.80. Well, that's now acting as resistance here. Also, you got the 21-day moving average there in orange, which has also been acting as resistance. In terms of fundamentals, we've also got some soft US data that we've had out just now. The ADP National Employment Estimate came in way below expectations, and obviously that's not a good sign ahead of Friday's crucial non-farm payrolls data. Although historically ADP haven't got the best record in predicting what the NFP number is going to be. So just because ADP was weak doesn't necessarily mean that the NFP number at the end of the week is going to be bad, but it does seem to raise the risk. Other data that we've had out of the US this week's also not been great, like consumer confidence data yesterday wasn't great. We had more regional PMIs which showed slowing. We've got ISM PMIs coming out soon today, this Wednesday. It's the ISM manufacturing PMI that's expected to also show a slowing of the pace of economic activity growth in the manufacturing sector in the US. And all of this does raise the risk that ahead of Friday's crucial NFP number, the Dixie could actually fall below these lows we set yesterday in 92.40, and then potentially, from a technical perspective, that would open the door to a move towards the 92, the psychological 92 level, and then perhaps on towards these lows that you got back from early August, end of July, around 91.80. Although I think traders, they're going to want to wait to see this Friday non-farm payrolls data, how good is it, before they commit to trying to push the dollar in a direction like that. Okay, so maybe instead what we'll get this Wednesday, if we have more weak data, and on Thursday, is more testing of this low, and then perhaps even a bit of a rebound, just a technical rebound. Because it's all about NFP really. Let's just quickly look at gold. It's pretty much the inverse function of the dollar, to be honest. You can see it's been range bound for much of this week after that big pop higher. Just like the dollar has been finding resistance at last week's lows, gold is finding support at last week's highs. So comfortably continues to trade well above 11800. Getting a little bit of support. Well, I mean, not even really that much, but like I say, the US data has not been great this week, so that's also helping keep it supported. And then obviously, same with the dollar. What's going to happen with gold is going to be based on NFP at the end of the week, and if the NFP data is bad, well then you're going to be looking at gold breaking above this high from earlier on in the week, and perhaps testing these highs here, which was set back in end of August, early August / end of July, and probably if the data is bad and it has dovish implications for the Fed's QE tapering plans, which it could if it is bad, then gold could perhaps even push all the way on towards the mid 1800s, which would be, let's just look back, a key area of resistance in the form of this low from early June. So that would be interesting. What else is going on? Let's have a look at stocks. Stocks are just unstoppable because when the US data is bad, which it for the most part this week has been, more negative than it has been positive, if you look at the calendar, well, that just means that the Fed's probably going to be more dovish. It's like you just cannot, for stocks, everything seems to be a win-win. If the economy is going well, then okay, well that's good because earnings are going to continue to grow strongly, so that's good for stock prices. But if the economy is slowing, well that means then the Fed's going to be more accommodative, which is good for stock prices. So yeah, look at this, stocks just hanging out at record levels. I mean, I've got this is the S&P 500 on a daily chart, and this rally since over the last 10 months has just been unstoppable, really, hasn't it? And you can see time and time again, we've spoken about this loads of times before, but The 50-day moving average just boom, 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 boom. Yeah, 7 times it's been in the perfect place to buy the dip. So yeah, still looking good for stocks. Bad NFP data would probably do this. If it's really super strong, then you might get a little pullback on heightened expectations for Fed tapering, but still, Fed's still very accommodative when all things considered, so you probably see that dip bought again. Last but not least, crude oil. Crude oil is a bit more interesting this week because there's crude oil specific things going on. It's not just all about the macro story. You've got OPEC at the moment. What are OPEC going to do? Are they going to bring on the 400,000 barrels per day in extra production in September? Well, this month. Looks like they are, so things have been a bit choppy, but then you got this hurricane situation in the Gulf of Mexico which has been disrupting supply there. And then obviously you still got ongoing COVID concerns and data in the US and data in Asia as well, which has been showing that its growth is slowing. So a lot of things to juggle for crude oil at the moment, which is kind of why I guess it's been going sideways for most of the last week really. So yeah, just gonna have to wait for things to shake out a bit for crude. Yeah, like you can see over the last couple of months it's been pretty choppy, pretty choppy. I expect this will continue. So yeah, guys, rest of the week, the main thing, NFP on Friday. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that is it from me.